Well, let's start with the sector close to some of our hearts, the media. There was a bit of a dog's breakfast there, really.
As a group, they were all pretty ordinary. The best of them was Seven West Media, down 6% on a pro forma basis because, of course, the merger only occurred in April last year. But that didn't look too bad, even though with the dominant West Australian newspaper, the best newspaper asset in the country, the best TV asset in the country and the best magazine in the country, it was still down. That was put in perspective when we saw the rest of them as they started to come through, 10, Fairfax, APN, where Fairfax and APN down 40% as the graphic showed. The worst of them, I think, was Fairfax, and that's because of the metro newspaper exposure, where there's this structural change occurring at a time when there's a cyclical downturn. And the combination of the two just shows how leveraged media is to what's going on around it, both in terms of the cycle and the structure as the internet starts to crumble the foundations of traditional media. So, yes, some very, very ordinary results, and it's continued on into the first little bit of this part of the year. So there's not a particularly positive outlook for media.
Giselle, the insurance companies, we had Suncorp and IAG, terrible disaster year in 2011.
Yeah, IAG's case, it was no further bad news was probably the end result after 3 years of having some problematic results in the UK business and so on, and insurance margin not achieving. The fact that they were able to achieve what they said they would gave it some relief. Suncorp's was a little messy. And of course, it's got the bank sitting there as well, the banking operations. But by and large, they were pretty ho-hum, in fact, in terms of outcomes, and it's still going to be a debate whether we pass the weather events of last year and whether that truly means that we will get a non-seasonal pattern for insurance.
Just on those media stocks, I was really feeling sorry for all those billionaires in Channel 10. I mean, Gina paid $1.60, and the stock's now, Gina Reinhardt, the stock's now down into the 70s. Packer and Murdoch paid $1.43 and $1.50. Respectively, and even Bruce Gordon was in there at even higher prices. So all these billionaires have got it wrong, and 10 is just being so outperformed by 7. I mean, David Leckie is just a 20-year legend for what he's done at 9 and 7.
And he's about to lose his job.
About to lose his job, but what #1 legend in the history of free-to-air TV, and Channel 10 just gets worse. I mean, I just can't believe how they did another profit warning and the stock's off like 10%.
Well, James Warburton's only just started there, so he's got some sort of scope to improve things.
There's all upside from here.
Yeah, I think your point is more valid. The bigger picture question of what happens with free-to-air media, old media, print media versus digital media, and this whole debate as to whether realestate.com needs its link into the print media and the ongoing debate on that. This is just minor events in that.
But the free-to-airs are still getting their $3 billion a year pretty steadily, whereas the print, I mean, I can't believe there's still about 250 million of classified advertising in print when like 85% of all ads are online. So that's just going to disappear. That's going to go to zero in the next sort of 5 years. So Fairfax and APN and the News Limited, it's all downward. The free-to-airs, all those extra digital channels have been a massive windfall, plus the licence fee cuts. So they're still pretty powerful and profitable with a reasonably steady $3 billion of